In the first months of the COVID pandemic, we brought you the story of two roommates at a veterans home in Reserve who died from the virus. The roommates were among the state's first nursing home COVID casualties. And now, as investigative reporter Mike Perlstein reports, their families are the first to file lawsuits after medical malpractice findings of negligence. Here's Mike in a follow-up to our series, Standard of Care.
By the time the novel coronavirus had swept through the Southeast Louisiana War Veterans Home in Reserve, it was too late for roommates Berlin Hebert and Ras Deakles. They both contracted the virus and in early 2020 died one day apart.
I had no idea that it was that bad in there.
I asked the nurse, is there any reason for me to be concerned that my father's been exposed? And day after day, I was told, no, he's safe.
The virus proved to be lethal inside Louisiana's nursing homes, accounting for more than 40% of the state's COVID deaths in 2020. Records showed that in the first 2 months, the virus claimed at least 28 lives inside the Southeast Veterans' 144-bed facility. The total at the home is now closer to 50, according to the attorney for both families. Berlin, a tattooed motorcycle enthusiast who lost a leg in Vietnam, and Deakles, an outgoing and deeply religious Army man, were among the state's first nursing home deaths. Now their families have filed the state's first two medical malpractice lawsuits.
The Medical Review Board found a breach in standard of care, and they also found gross negligence.
In Hebert's case, a review panel found straight negligence, a slightly lesser ruling, but still very rare given the steep hurdles to filing a medical malpractice claim in Louisiana. A medical board of 3 doctors must first determine negligence, something that happens only in about 7% of claims. Beating those odds, the Hebert and Deakles lawsuits were filed this week.
I felt vindicated. I wanted to cry.
Somebody to be held liable for what they did. I mean, because we don't want it to happen to anybody else.
In the nearly identical lawsuits filed by the same Baton Rouge attorney, Donald Hodge Jr., the families claim that Southeastern was allowing residents to congregate even after the governor ordered restrictions. These photos, first published by WWL-TV of Southeastern residents gathering together without masks, are now exhibits in the lawsuits.
There was just no possible way my dad contracted this through his own actions.
They were taking pictures of my dad, playing bingo and things like that.
Do you feel that Ras should be alive today?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. My dad should still be here.
The attorney has requested that the judge expand the lawsuit to a class action to cover other Southeastern patients who lost their lives. Mike Perlstein, Eyewitness News.
So we reached out to the home, which is run by the state, and they say, quote, our staff provided excellent care to the veterans living at the Southeast Louisiana Veterans Home during an unprecedented and difficult time. We are aware of these lawsuits. However, we cannot provide further comment at this time on this pending litigation.